everybody.
Baby, I've been thinking about the things we said. Oh yeah. And maybe we'd be better off being just friends. Oh yeah. It's getting kinda obvious what you want from me. Only calling when you feel alone. You make promises, then you let them go. So if you just wanna have my body, you better go find somebody else.
Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. Welcome to 5Fs to Love. It's Monday night. It's our community, our conversation. It's a LGBTQ focused, queer folks all over, but it's really for everyone. And I have my co-host with me tonight, Jeff. Can we bring Jeff in?
Hey!
Hey there.
How are you?
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear you?
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know why I can't hear myself, but I think I don't know what it is, but as long as you guys can hear me, I'm good. And I can hear you. So thank you how are you?
I'm very good. It's been a long day it's been a wild week. So
Really?
just the usual life weirdo, stuff. But it got sunny. So Colorado's very, very sunny, which makes the weather great. But we had a lot of snow recently, and then this week has been very beautiful. So I've been trying to get outside and do outside things, but life gets in the way. So, but I'm here. It's Monday. It's 6 o'clock my time. I think 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, it is.
And we're ready to go. I hear tonight's topic is gay for pay, and I think the first thing that we need to do is tell the audience what our version of gay for pay is.
All right. Well, let's bring it.
Or Doctor's version or Lonnie's version. Oh,
Dr. K.
Hello. How's it going?
It's great. And we're so excited you made it like in the nick of time after saving lives all over the place. Thank you so much for being here.
I've never met a bad foot.
Some people might take that sexual. They should.
I'm excited about tonight's topic.
Yeah, it's gonna
be. I'm ready. You see, I am ready. I got my roll of pennies. Gay for pay.
I should have said gay for pay.
Let's see how far this gets me tonight. All right.
You know what? I'm gonna send you some. I don't know, some type of gift cards or something. So to talk about this awesome topic, this crazy topic, and that we all talk about in the back circles all the time, I asked my dear friend Lonnie to come join us. And Lonnie does so many amazing things besides being gorgeous. And I mean, I love to say to people, I got no ugly friends, because look at y'all. So Lonnie, and besides being gorgeous, he's super sweet and kind and smart as all get out and super techie. So Lonnie, do you want to quick explain what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate you bringing me into this. This is a topic that, has both caught my eye and frustrated me at the same time. So it's really something I definitely have an opinion on.
Thank you so much for coming on, Lonnie. But hold on, save it 1 second. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Okay. And after we come back, I want you to tell all the listeners and the viewers what it is you do.
Ooh, thank you. Good.
My name is Christine Burkett, the inventor of the 5Fs to Love. This is a compatibility app. It's an app that gives you an opportunity to rate words that start with the letter F in chronological order of importance to you, to help you find your one true love, your soulmate, and the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So after you've taken the time to rate your Fs in chronological order, you send a link to the person, I don't know, you just met, or the person you've been dating for quite some time. Or maybe it's the person you've been married to for 30 to 40 to 50 years. And then you compare your top 5 Fs to find out what things you have in common and things that you may perhaps need to work on. This is taking a simplistic perspective on how to find your one true love, your soulmate, the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And thank you for downloading the 5Fs app.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And our topic tonight on the 5Fs to Love Network and our community, our conversation, the LGBTQ specialty. We're extra scandalous and we're super funny. And I'm going to say we're all super cute. So Lonnie, you were in the middle of telling us about you. So I wanted to send it back to you.
Yeah, ultimately, I'm a business professional. I've worked in banking since I was 19 years old and had finally an opportunity with my last employer. I was elected into a board member position overseeing our LGBTQ Pride group at Flagstar Bank, and then followed that up with working at Rocket Homes. And I was elected into these positions. They're 2-year terms. And I was reelected twice at Flagstar, and I was elected into one at Rocket Homes. And during my tenure there, we did fun things like organizing dance-offs for fundraisers, volunteer events, doing local pride events, and raising funds for Ruth Ellis, and being able to award multiple grants and doing community outreach. So forums like this are very important to me. And
that's wonderful. And we've had so many conversations about the gay community and the queer community, really. And one of the things, like when I talked about being the whole gay for pay kind of conversation, you were like, I want to talk about it. So do you guys have questions?
I want to, so out of all of us, is everybody familiar with the term gay for pay?
I am.
Jeff, you know?
Well, I think some people might have a different perspective. My perspective is utilizing what you have and profiting from it. So
your penis.
Correct.
Your penis and your boo-boo.
Over the years, I've been friends with many active participants in the gay for pay. If you want to call it prostitution, if you want to call it love on the side for some coin, love
in the mouth.
Right. I have no issues with somebody who's an adult who is sexual taking pay in exchange for an activity. It's your body. I think it's great. Live free. I have many of friends who have done it for a lot of years. One particular lived in the Beverly Hills Hotel for 3 or 4 years.
What?
And she serviced a certain Hollywood elite. And it's a business. It's just like anything else. If you're a hairdresser, if you're a doctor, if you're a banking person, anything. Now, other people don't see it quite like I do.
I see it like that.
I would say definitely that's a good way of looking at it. But my 2 cents too. Also, another way to look at it, queer baiting could be considered another type of gay for pay.
What does that mean? Queer baiting. What does that mean?
You may notice television series that advertise new series that are coming out, but they'll show little clippets of gay scenes, or their star goes gay for a moment, or they'll bring on gay episodes, or even the celebrities that are out there that'll call themselves quote unquote bisexual or things, but during the span of their entire career or studying the history of their lives, you have never seen them engage in a same-sex relationship at all, but yet they're out there profiting off the queer community by advertising themselves as bisexual.
And so you call that
they're monetizing off of it.
Queer baiting. Queer baiting. I never heard that before. Thank you. Whoa.
There was a huge article in the New York Times Magazine this last week about that, utilizing Harry Styles and other celebrities. What's his name? The little thin one that's always wearing Hader Ackerman.
Which one? Is it a boy one?
I can't think of his name. The other actor, very thin, curly, dark brown hair, very attractive, very European-looking. Timothy Chalamet or whatever his name is.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna have to look him up.
New York Times Magazine. I think it was this last weekend. They did an in-depth who's who of why.
In New York
These
Times,
so-called
talk
straight
about
actors
mainstream. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's been a conversation for years. I think we talked a little bit about it last week. You know, we had David Bowie, we had all these rock icons that utilized, and this was a long time ago, my generation, the feminine aspects of performance and utilizing that in their act to draw more audiences. I think back then there was a little bit more about performance and art. And then the feminine got kind of melded in there somewhere. But specifically, this last article was Harry Styles and Sam Smith. He was also a part of it.
Yeah, which I find interesting anyway, because people seem more accepting of Harry Styles because what? He's skinny and he's young and he's cute. And Sam Smith, I mean, he used to be thin, much thinner. I'm sorry, they used to be much thinner, and then they kind of did this whole non-binary. I'm so sorry, but I'm like, how bitchy is it that this skinny, scrawny, cuter, curly hair, little mop-haired boy from England can do whatever the fuck he wants, but Sam Smith puts on a few pounds and decides to come out in this fabulous, gorgeous pink chiffon off a helicopter. I fucking died. And everybody's like having a problem. I'm just like,
that all lies in our media and the way things are perceived and the way society thinks what's acceptable, what's cute, what's attractive. You know, I mean, we had this discussion a few weeks ago. We all have what we like. You know what I mean? Some people like really thin Asian American, super duper long hair, bear type. You know, there's so many different things, but society likes to shrink that down and say Farrah Fawcett is the one you're going to obsess over in 1977, right. And in 2020, Harry Styles is the one we're going to obsess over. So a lot of that's driven by specifically the media, unfortunately. But like you said, Jesse, things are slowly opening up, but there'll always be criticism. You know, you're never going to be thin enough, fat enough, rich enough, you know, gay enough. Like there's always going to be someone that's going to hate you or hate what you do, and that's fine as long as they keep on hating. And I'm still in the picture. That's great. You know what I mean? To me, if you're sending a message, doesn't, you know, obviously a message of goodwill. That's the best thing we can do. Is send a good message, and there'll always be something. You know, I'm sure there's going to be something tonight, and next week's topic even better.
Next week's topic, I'm going to publicize the fuck out of that. Publicize. And I mean, you guys, this thing about this podcast, like as we're building, and this, like, I look at this first quarter as our practice, right? And I know the publicity and things like that, and we don't have as many followers and whatnot, but I wanted us to kind of gel in within ourselves, who we are and how we gel together and comfortable and do something that we believe in, not just so that we have people that watch us and like we all expand our businesses and our communities and whatnot, but also educate the community at large about the whole LGBTQ plus community, because there's so much more than just gay men wearing tutus dancing, you know? And I want us to talk about it. And I mean, we are all human, and you guys for sure live a more day-to-day than I ever do. Because I feel like I dip in and out depending on what's happening in my life. So anyway, so I don't know. I feel like this is a good start. Well, I appreciate it.
My biggest exposure to Gay for Pay has been on Instagram. So on Instagram, I see a lot of advertisements. Yes. They put a lot of, suggestive pictures up, and then they'll lead you to their OnlyFans page or to their sexual page. And
what?
yeah, these
Sexual on Instagram?
They may not even involve another partner. They may just be sitting there pleasing themselves. So technically not being gay, but they are broadcasting, monetizing from the gay community because they happen to have an 8-pack abs and know that gay men want them.
And I think it's more so like the younger generation. So do you think the younger generation is using us or you're using the gay community, like the Gen Z is treating the community as an experience?
Yes.
Very, very much. And I think corporate America has had a lot to do with that. I mean, when you think about gay pride, it's, it's almost kind of a gay for pay too. We do, when do you go to gay pride and see a lot of activism versus a lot of booths offering services that happen to be there saying that they support the gay community?
And stick a rainbow on everything.
Exactly. For 1 month, they stick a rainbow on everything and get 5,000 visitors to their booth and a bunch of leads from that. And then that goes off. So, that message is spreading to the youth of America as hey, I can make money off of this. Look at corporate America doing it.
Well, let's pay some bills.
That's some deep shit.
Let's pay some bills. And as soon as we come back from commercial, we're going to finish this topic.
It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Loving how you wind up for me. Tonight is all on me. Mash up the place for me. Yeah. She just wanna highlight. Ooh, that body talk to me. I need a taste, baby. Loving the way you move around me. No more delay. No, you can't wait to shut it down. Want to show me how you work it. I can't find no flaws, you perfect. Cause every time that you come around my way, I keep falling again. I keep falling again. And every time that you come across my mind, I keep falling again. I keep falling again. In love. Yeah.
Welcome back to 5Fs to Love. It's Monday night. I'm with my 3 handsome boys, and we're talking about being gay for pay. So one of the things that we talk about, and we have a number of questions actually, but the whole thing about it being trendy, do you think that Gen Z's treating the LGBTQ community as like experience and all of that, and it's detrimental to us? Yes, Lonnie, I mean, you had some strong views on it. So do you want to quick do a recap, and then we talk about the next thing?
Yeah, I mean, we were ultimately talking about corporate America's influence and monetizing off of pride. I mean, one of the things I was working on in my last board was trying to address the fact that, you know, as a company, we didn't need to just be gay supportive 1 month out of the year, but it should be pride every day, all year. And that's kind of a big thing, because these companies, this corporate America, you know, in the music industry and television, that is also corporate America. That we're
That's how I feel about Black History Month.
Exactly. I was about to say that, Kay. I for sure was about to say that February, Black History Month, all the time.
Supporting our troops, you know, with a certain Veterans Day and everything. It's all, you know, we all think about it at the time. Why aren't we thinking about it all year round? Why isn't it?
I agree.
But it's a tremendous issue. And then, you know, a lot of times I've asked the community or friends in the community, why do you validate this person who very clearly is not part of the queer community? And there's kind of a monochrome of some inner dislike too, that, and this is deep,
like self-hatred of a sort,
because a lot of the responses I get from my friends in the queer community are, well, I like my man to be manly, and these straight boys are what I want. Well, they're not going to give you the time of day. So, like, you know, you get what I'm saying? There's kind of like a self, like, what's wrong with your community? So there's issues out there. There's a lot going on, and folks are taking advantage of social and economic gains.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, I never thought about it as like having the whole Black History Month thing being February, and like people like Candace Owen, like monetizing and being Black but having conservative views. There's like a lot of, so that's kind of like a gay person or straight person pretending to be gay and getting paid and just, yeah, not being their authentic self, I guess. They're just like using everything in the circumstance to make money for themselves and get attention. That's what we're like. We don't love that, right? We hate that. We think they're cunts, basically. You're a cunt if that's what you're doing.
See you next Tuesday.
It's gross.
See, this, y'all are much bigger gentlemen and gentle people than I am, because I'll call the fuck right out. Like, you're a fucking cunt and you should just go drown yourself. Watch somebody does and they'll be like, Jesse did it. So yeah. So now, has anyone ever Okay, y'all know Christine wrote these questions because has anyone experienced pretending to be gay? Oh, okay, she said gay too. Lesbian for pay. Have you watched straight porn ever? Anytime there's a threesome, there's a girl licking another girl's vagina. And more often than not, the girl is not trying to do that. The girl's just not trying to do that, but they know that they're doing it for the enjoyment of men. That's the biggest classic gay for pay thing ever was, isn't it?
Coming back to that,
think about it that way.
Coming back to that queer baiting that I mentioned earlier, you may notice that a lot of mainstream television that advertises supporting the gay or queer community comes out with these series, but instead of having two gay men in a scene more popularly, shows will play it safe by choosing to make two of the main characters lesbians, because that's going to straight
the lipstick ones in particular, because it's never the ones that look.
You'll never see you'll never see a dyke for bike on TV. Or bike.
Wait, dyke for what?
Bike.
We had Rosie O'Donnell for years. I mean, she's not the most feminine thing on earth.
But she was so beaten for it. She put herself out there. She was her own executive producer. She refused to let TV give up on her because TV would have given up on Rosie O'Donnell.
Whoa. Lonnie, you're killing me tonight. Like we talk and we hang out, but usually we're like in party atmosphere. We're doing karaoke, we're doing shots, we're just hanging out. We're like, honey, I'm like, I mean, I don't want to be like a dick and be like, hey, you're not just a pretty face.
So
But damn it.
What was Ellen considered? Is she like biker?
Ellen is definitely.
Biker.
If you take a look at Ellen from the 90s, when she started to come out and how she started trending down, but then the next thing you know, Ellen starts making a climb back. So she is a little bit more of the butch, but she still fashionista herself. She carried it by wearing designer clothes and still putting on eyeliner and feminizing herself, but in a more masculine way. And she was able to sell it. Even her wife, Portia de Rossi, she is able to pull off that butch look, but in a very feminine, I'm a supermodel kind of way.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah.
So Ellen still kind of assimilated, I feel, to make herself relevant. But again, Ellen was also her own executive producer and kept herself on television and kept herself relevant. She was just better at marketing than Rosie O'Donnell was.
Shit. So can we talk about the movie? I mean, Ellen and Rosie are the two females, obviously. But I remember when the movie Brokeback Mountain came out.
One best picture of the year, but you never see it anywhere.
Two straight men played gay men. Like, I mean, it was so gut-wrenching and heartbreaking and all of those things. But like nobody had I don't know if there was a big backlash for it, was there?
Well, it was the queer community, respected that the movie came out. But again, everyone cried queer for pay, gay for pay. Because why couldn't they have two gay men play in this movie?
Right.
There were plenty of gay actors, can you point a restaurant in Los Angeles where some hopeful gay is not serving drinks, waiting for their chance to be on a camera?
Right. Wow. And you guys, and here's something else. I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure you do. Obviously, I'm part of the queer culture because of the way I lead my life, and I've just recently been more vocal about it. But I've been going to gay bars forever, especially on nights when they have strippers. Like, especially like at the Dunes, and I mean, Jeff, the Dunes in Douglas, Michigan, the big resort in the Midwest.
No, I don't know about any of that.
Yeah, you lying sucker shit.
I've never been there.
No evidence. No receipt.
Raise money at the pool with naked boys. Shut up. But anyway, so I've been there a lot. I mean, I've been sneaking out there since I was a senior in high school. But I grew up over there. But a lot of times I'll see like super hot man dancing at the bar, like the strippers that they have on certain nights, and there's like 7, 8 of them, and no matter when I go, one of them will always try to talk to me, and because I'm always tipping everybody, and they'll just be like, hey. He's like, I'm here. I like girls. I'm just dancing because this is good money. Like, do you guys know that?
Yes. Come on.
Gaydar. Our gaydar goes off.
Yeah.
We could tell when somebody's faking it to make it, or if it's real.
Well, that's what I see a lot on social media, like Instagram, and I see a lot of faking it.
Yeah, faking it. You can tell.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's disingenuous, and you can. Do you know what I mean? If someone's hitting you up and then linking it right only to their OnlyFans, that's something funky chicken,
right?
Like I guess I'm speaking for the older folk, but I get all that through my Insta. You know what I mean? I only follow certain things and certain pages, but it still filters through. I actually get more female than anything. So, which I find,
because you look like a silver fox daddy. What are you talking about?
Because everyone's trying to monetize, the link that they're sending you. So I don't think I've ever surprisingly linked into it. I don't think I've ever done OnlyFans either. So maybe I need to get on boat and see what's there. For myself, I prefer one-on-one, in person.
Yeah.
The fantasy of all that ain't worth paying for. I'd rather go have a meal or a delicious bottle of wine. So
yeah,
right.
But
Those types of videos are for at home when you're too lazy to go out and meet somebody.
right,
I look at we're calling it like I always say.
Yes, Jesse knows what that's about. She's like, I'm staying in tonight and Netflix and chilling, except it's not Netflix.
And I'm telling you, and I feel like, I mean, I have a huge respect for people who get paid for sex and who are open about it because we're calling it what it is. I mean, how many of us know people that get that? I know someone who gives a blowjob every fucking day just so that she can maintain the lifestyle. That's freaking proper. And that goes, she's not really into women, but that includes her like participating in with another woman to please her husband. That's being gay for pay. I know that's your husband, but that you got to do sexual things in order to keep your life at a certain level. That's kind of, I feel like that's being gay for pay.
So is gay for pay like prostitution?
I think it
Yes,
is.
it is. It definitely is. There are straight
So
men
it's like
out there, drug
it's like
addicts.
a clean way of saying it.
Yeah, it's a clean way of saying it, and I just, yeah, it's kind of sad, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Leonardo
Damn.
DiCaprio, one of his biggest movies involved playing a drug addict on the street, and in order to get his fix, his best monetization came from men who were attracted to him.
That was Basketball Diaries?
I think that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Why did I
think it was.
remember that? Why the fuck did that come to me just like that?
We were just
That
talking about
must
the
be-
movie collection.
Yeah. All right.
Like-
So here the next question was that how do we feel about straight men playing drag queens that love to put on drag? Do we believe them? Do we believe that they're straight?
So that topic is a little bit more open because if we go back over the history of drag, there have always been straight folks that have dressed in drag. Because if you go back to the earliest point in the film industry, women were not predominantly involved in filmmaking. Sometimes a woman would have to be portrayed by a man dressed in a wig and a dress on a camera because
Yeah.
it was unseemly for a woman to even be out making money. So the film industry started with pretty much only men. So,
Well, if you also talk about the Chinese opera and things like that, I mean, my gosh, have you guys ever seen M Butterfly?
Madam Butterfly.
Not Madam. It's just called the big letter M and Butterfly. It's about a diplomat. It's true story. It's about a diplomat that was in Singapore, no, Vietnam, and during he was French diplomat. He fell in love with an opera singer, and he was too naive to know that the star of the opera was like Lonnie, what you're saying, like male. He didn't know, fell in love, and became her man. They lived together, and she always pretended that she was demure, and that was during like all the political things and things like that. But she pretended to be a woman, and this man, I feel like subconsciously he knew because they had like a decade-long love affair where she went and stole a child because she pretended to be pregnant. This shit is like a real. You guys have to. I'm giving you homework. You guys have to watch this movie. It's called M Butterfly. It was a play on Broadway. I watched it on like 3 different stages because I was in my 20s, and it was the only first play ever where they show frontal nudity with a man. Because that's when they show Butterfly is saying, "I'm a man." Yeah. So yeah, wait a minute. Are you guys reading these questions?
Go ahead and ask it.
What are your thoughts about prison inmates proclaiming their females being transferred to a female prison? Oh my gosh, and the women ending up pregnant. So
What?
female
But they not getting
female
paid.
prisoners
female prisoners claiming to be men.
and then pregnant? Really? There's a story on this? Why the fuck did we not know about this? So, okay, I understand the question now. So basically, male to female trans person gets transferred over to the female prison system and then gets an actual female inmate pregnant. That's a real story. That's true. Holy shit. It's a fact. Have you guys heard of this?
Has it been in any credible news outlets? I mean, it sounds.
Holy shit. Like, how the fuck did that happen?
Because
You know how it happened.
our prison system hasn't acclimated to gender neutral in any way, shape, or form. As much as we might fight for queer community rights out there, nobody's bothered to think about the system.
It sounds like something I'm watching.
I don't think that counts. My thoughts are, I don't think that counts, because when you in jail, you know,
you gonna put it where you want to put it.
I've always said, you throw me in jail, I'm gonna find the biggest one in there, and I'm gonna say yes, sir.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna say yes, sir. Protect me.
Damn it! That's so funny.
That is interesting about the male getting a female pregnant who was living as a female. I just think
You know what? I can see that.
I don't. That sounds a little Hollywood to me. Like, I don't think that's really even possible, because they're not putting. Yeah.
Well, I watch a lot of TikToks with trans folks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fascinated with them. Okay, I mean, I had a mad, crazy weekend. Trans folks, or in general, just in general. And one of the things that that's actually physically, biologically possible is that if someone is like male to female or female to male, even if they're on hormones, they can still have sex. And even if you're female to male and you have facial hair, you had top surgery and all that, but if you still have your reproductive organs, you can get pregnant.
Of course.
So that's why you see about man being pregnant. So I can just imagine male to female transition, but they weren't fully transitioned. So then they still have those hormones, and if they're in prison, they're not getting all their estrogen and things like that. So the testosterone is taking over, and they meet some, I don't know, bikes for dykes or dykes for bikes or whatever, and they fall in love and they have a relationship, and boom, we got a pregnant lady in the prison.
I mean, do we know the requirements for that kind of anatomical relationship in prison? I mean, is it allowed? I mean, is an anatomical male allowed to be in a female prison?
I guess if they say they're a female.
And depending on what state you're in and how liberal the judicial system is and the correctional facility is, holy shit.
Nowadays they got to go with it or they get in trouble.
Yeah, which I mean, I can't imagine this being a regular thing, but I can imagine it happening, because I've seen plenty of bearded, like, pregnant ladies.
It sounds like an Orange and the Black episode. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not funny, but damn it.
It's not. I mean, if it's happening, I'm all for it. But I'm, yeah, I don't know. I want to see the proof.
Let's ponder that. And we have a commercial break coming up. So.
I love the internet and I love Instagram, but I realize that 90% of it is complete fake.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to do a quick little Google search, damn it. Right. But we're going to go on commercial break. Jeff, hold that thought. Let's come right back. Okay. shit.
It's
true.
real. Oh,
Not one, but 2 inmates were impregnated.
I don't put nothing past nobody nowadays.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just reading the NBC News.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What do we think about that, you guys?
I think that's some freaky shit.
Like, I can't help.
I feel like they're neat. I don't know how to even respond to something like that, because in my brain it's like, should we allow for transfers of these inmates based on post-op or pre-op determinations? Because this is inviting folks who, I mean, what's to say somebody doesn't know they're destined for jail one day and then decides to go this route just so that they can put themselves in like paradise. Like, I'm a man in a women's prison because I claim to be transgender. Are we opening up some gateway to hell by allowing?
Holy shit.
Well,
Our producer is awesome, by the way, because I tease her all the time because she's slightly more conservative than us. What am I saying? A lot more conservative than us. She's super open-minded, and yet
And gorgeous.
she's she just and lovely. She dresses like a freaking freak, like slays every day. But like I never. She picked this up. She found this. I'm ashamed that we did not know this, you guys. Damn it.
And it's from July of last year. So how did we not know?
Yeah. Now that I see the WSJ there, I'm a little bit more convinced. The New York Post. So
NBC,
the Inquirer for Manhattan. So
fucking NBC. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Not 1 but 2. So they went through all. So it just goes to show you, though, love is love. And I mean, because I refuse to think that this person was just going to get their rocks off in a woman's prison. And this me looking always on the lighter side or looking at the sun and everything. Yeah, it's a fucked up situation. I didn't
have a chance to read the full article before we came back, but I mean, did it turn out to be a love story, or was it a hookup behind bars?
I think when you're in prison, they say you do things that you wouldn't normally do. That's what
HIV in men's prisons. Come on now, right? Like the transmitting of it and how the whole down low shit that men
is that
do.
Is that a big thing? HIV in men's prison?
Yes,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Prison is a big thing. They have shows, prison shows where you get to follow these inmates around, and there are queer folks in there that have been they have to get served their medication daily. They still have to leave jail to see special infectious disease doctors and so on to keep their scripts up, or they'll get sick, and especially because they need to control the spread in the prison population if something's going on. But
I'm guessing that all these people are, and I hate to use the word segregated, but aren't they put in special groups within prison?
I think it depends on public or private prisons.
They keep the real murderers over here, and then they keep the traffic violators over here, and then
I think they're much more lenient with women, because women just don't tend to be as violent because they're in the full female populated prisons or whatever. I mean, they're there for a reason, obviously, because they're model citizens, but they don't just tend to go stab somebody in the neck because they stole an extra potato off your plate.
Here's one I'd like to say, since we're talking about gay for pay or vice versa. These women now who got impregnated, rather, again, not knowing the story, but potentially saw an opportunity here. They're in prison. Now they're about to be pregnant. They're going to be treated completely different. The justice system is going to have to evaluate their stay. What's going to happen to their babies? Things like that. They're going to be out on hiatus. These children giving birth, medical appointments. I mean, is there a possibility that they saw a penis come through the door and said, "Listen, I've got some extra money. Give me a child, and let's see what happens to our prison time."
Or even
I'm scared.
Saying I was raped.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And then the queer community, because that's going to put a bad look further on transgender folks. Mm-hmm.
That's
One
what I would say.
person.
I would be like, release me from this jail now. I've been raped.
Oh
Or,
my
I want special
gosh.
privileges, or I want to be transferred to a less violent prison.
Exactly.
You know, I've never been to prison yet, so
Me either.
never say never.
I love that qualifier.
You never know.
Shit, I
you know,
prefer people are getting the groove
these
on.
are ways that people are thinking of maybe, getting out of the harshness of their reality at the moment. So, like you said, getting pregnant and then being transferred to a different unit and getting specialized care because you're pregnant, obviously, because you can't be in with everybody because then they beat the shit out of you and you lose the baby or whatever the.
Yeah, and this puts
Somebody else
such
isn't
a,
gonna like the fact you're getting special treatment now because you're pregnant.
yeah, and the
Right.
rest of the world out here, and that impacts the community at large globally, because people hear this one story, and basically it's like, the whole catfishing, like you're pretending to be something you're not, and then you get in there and it turns out, well, shit, I'm horny, I made a connection, I'm doing this. And like Christine wants to know, like, does this lend to be catfishing? And I don't know, I don't think it does.
I don't think it's catfishing.
Gay for pay and catfishing are, a little different. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, anybody who's ever been on Grindr or any of these hookup apps has been catfished in one way or another. I don't know that necessarily leads to any type of monetization.
Not Dad. No.
Not Dad. Not
Good for
Daddy.
you.
I'm old school. I get that first name and I'm
When you
searching
say
Facebook.
that.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you want to see their real life?
No, just to make sure that it's not the other 90% of fake Instagram crap. You know what I mean? You get,
Okay.
I think we discussed this a few weeks back. It's that crossbreeding of information. Like
It can be, but a lot of the younger folks nowadays really don't use. And I'd like to know when I came to this age where I started seeing younger folks, by the way, but it's happened. But a lot of the younger folks out there don't even use Facebooks anymore. They got sick of the fact that their moms were on it.
Right.
And so it's in Instagram's world now, and Instagram can be faked too and catfished. And
I was gonna say a lot of young people don't even use the Instagram. They use
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
And anytime somebody takes your conversation off of Grindr and wants it on Snapchat, that is because Snapchat will delete that conversation every time it is closed and then reopened. So that conversation is never stored. So now you got to ask, are they who they say they are? Do they have a wife? Do they have a husband? What is their real life story? Because they clearly want our conversation hidden. So there's an issue here with these discreet and DL folks, and catfishing is a real thing. Older folks do it on Grindr all the time. In a world where our phones are 16 to 20 megapixel cameras, and you're on Grindr looking at some guy's photo with a 6-pack, but you can barely make out his face because it just happens to be the bad camera day where it's glossy. I'm like, did you smear Vaseline on that lens to try and make yourself look fabulous, or what? Because
So
are we your face anyway?
So are we concerned about the older LGBTQ community? Jeff, you and I are completely out of this. I mean like other folks that look like they're in their 50s and 60s and 70s. Are they going to be taken advantage of by these younger folks? Because we're for sure not.
I think anybody can be taken advantage of. I mean, you could be 65 or you could be 16 or hopefully 18.
Hopefully. Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Be 18, please. Be 21. Be 21.
I'm going to chime in that real quick. Jesse, you and I know an individual, and he made $600 off of a 65-year-old lonely man who just wanted a blowjob from a younger person.
Wait,
that is a
we know somebody. Damn it!
Yeah.
What's his initials?
What's their initials?
So the younger guy made money from giving the older guy a blowjob.
23 years old, made $600 off of a wealthier 65-year-old gentleman because he's not very attractive. He's older. He's very heavy set, and he's lonely.
So is that gay for pay?
This was just sex for pay.
Sex for pay. Yeah.
Sex for
And
pay.
both parties were aware of this, right?
He didn't care who the blowjob was from. He
Oh,
just wanted one.
This guy is good looking, muscles, 6-pack, all of it. But it was prostitution through and through. But but it's being taken. You know, it's there's.
Yeah, but you know, you guys,
It was consensual though. Like
it was
both knew what they
consensual.
were doing. Both were of
Everybody
age.
knew why they were there, what they were doing. I
But
have the most
that
utmost
younger
respect for
person
prostitutes.
but I will say that the younger person involved was not respectful in any way. It was completely transactional, and when it was done, it was get off of me, get going. You need to leave now. It's over. You know, there's no anything involved. There's no respect.
Wait. The older person gave the blowjob?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is whole different. So the older, unattractive person gave the blowjob to the hot young guy, and the hot young guy got $600
off of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
People do that.
That ain't a bad deal.
Okay. Where I don't see any fault.
Why don't I have a penis? Why, damn it. Why don't I have one? I mean, I have a lot, but they were like locked up in a bag.
I mean, nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. There wasn't any weirdness or illegal activity involved.
I don't know. My feelings were hurt for the guy.
Yeah, because you're so sweet, Lonnie.
I just saw this sensitive older person who's being taken advantage of, losing out on a mortgage payment because he happened to wake up one day horny and lonely. Because
I have no problem paying for it if I would.
That's just how I saw it. I was like, this poor man shouldn't have to pay for sex because he's probably a sweetheart. Like he's very nice.
So are you feeling charitable?
No, I'm not. but that's what I mean.
Wow. So
but there's a lack of respect out there in the gay dating scene in general, especially towards our elderly LGBTQ, the folks who have been fighting for these rights all of their lives. I've sat in places and have corrected people who are of the younger generation that'll sit there and be like, that old creeper is staring at me from across the room. And I've had to sit there and say, that old creeper has probably been marching in protest since before you were in diapers. Show him some damn respect.
Lonnie, how old are you?
38.
Are you really? I thought you were 28. Oh my God. Okay. That explains a lot. I really thought you were in your 20s. And we've been friends for like a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. All right, white boy. Keeping that skin going. Okay. Wow. So, I mean, what's the difference between gay for pay and being paid to perform sex with a man if you're not gay? It's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Gay for pay. That's being gay for pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You have a penis and you're sucking a penis, or you're having somebody suck your penis that also has a penis. You're being gay for pay because there's money at the end.
And I think gay for pay can be both sexual and non-sexual.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, like I keep going back to Instagram, and Lonnie even said, like, you see solo, like guys will be on the videos jacking off just by themselves, or not even jacking off. They'll be posing in their underwear or just, doing
they'll
something.
sell their underwear too. They've got another website linked to that OnlyFans that says, if you want to bid on the underwear I jerked off into this evening, visit this website.
I worked out in it 5 times without washing.
I worked out in it 5 times. Hey, I haven't washed these socks. Do you want my sneakers? And there is monetization in that too, whether it be.
But what if there isn't? So I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay. Many years ago, yet another one. I used to have contact. This is in between marriages. There was a young man in Royal Oak who had a foot fetish.
Michigan.
Royal Oak. We'll just say Royal Oak. And
it's 20 minutes.
Super attractive. Way more, like not my gig. Cute. Would ask me occasionally, would I drop off socks in his mailbox so he could get off? And I did it maybe 2 or 3 times.
Look at you.
No sexual contact between me and him.
But
I liked the idea that he was so open with me because those kinks can be embarrassing. But like you said, people pay for that. People pay for dirty underwear, sweaty jocks, dirty socks.
We're starting a whole new business.
Is that gay for pay? I
feel like it's commerce and entrepreneurship. Commerce and entrepreneurship.
Well, in Japan you can buy girls' panties in a vending machine.
Salvation
Army. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Why? So there was that story where you could buy. Do you remember that in Detroit where they were selling pot out of the vending machine?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what's really the difference? Pot, panties,
cream pie. So we have our last commercial break, you guys. So then when we come back, we'll wrap it up on this gay for pay stuff. But you guys are scandalous.
Broken future. All the plans you made in your heart grew just to die.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, ain't ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got shows, boys feeling like Broadway. Always look both ways, even on a crossway. Driving down Cross Bay, out town Barclays. Really on big things, came up a small way. Championship rings, baby, that's a ball game. Oh, she want a little bag, baby, that's small change. Yeah, that money talk. If we ain't cool, then cut me off. No breaking news, don't run your mouth. Thought it was the plug, now he running off. Thought it was a plug, now he running off. What you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really.
Welcome back to 5F's to Love Network. We're in the LGBTQ specialty set. What do we call us? Our show where we talk about our community, our conversation, but we think the rest of the world needs to hear all of this because it's all relevant because we're all human beings. So the last question of the night, I'm waiting for it to come up and I'm scared. What would you say to someone pretending to be gay for pay and it is not just for entertainment?
Ooh.
What would you say to the person who's doing the pretending?
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. You don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
It's not for you to comment.
No. I agree. Lonnie, what would you say?
It's not my wallet and not my cross to bear.
There you go. Mind your business. Jeffrey?
Oh, don't ask me
that. I want to think about what should their mother say and what should their mother have been saying.
You better bring up the mama. Yes.
Make your mama proud, damn it.
You know, I'm all for experiences, obviously. You know, you don't have to do everything 6 times. Try it once. See what you like. You know, sometimes like dropping a pair of socks in somebody's mailbox brings them great pleasure. I know it did.
You give me ideas.
You know, I thought his honesty was way more important.
I love that. I love
that's
that.
got to be you know, sharing your kinks with people is a really tough thing, because you have to feel comfortable and respected, and all of those things. So that for me was the killer. Like, wow, okay.
We should talk about kinks one night. We really should.
I'm excited about next week's topic. Everybody bring pictures of their butthole.
I'm gonna say there's probably multiples in my partner's phone because he does it like when I don't know it's happening. Like I can't even get into it, but I'm gonna say that we should have him come and like have a little guest appearance next week, should we? Because he's fucking hilarious.
I'm kind of getting into this topic next week because there's a lot of shame about butthole and bottoming and being a bottom and utilizing, I
always tell people you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
And I think once again, what this podcast should be about is body positivity. And I love my butthole. I don't touch it often, but hey, I have no shame.
Those people that are like, oh my God, poopy dick. I'm like, you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Right. How do we get over that? And next week, like I said, everybody pay a picture.
Yeah. Dr. K, prepare your butthole.
You said prepare it?
Just to talk about prepare it. That sounded like I'm about to do something to it.
I mean, we could talk about.
You heard me say I got multiple dicks.
The butthole is endless. I mean, the bleaching. It's more than an hour. Let's just.
Oh my God, we'll have to beg our producer for that. And I'm getting the cue that we need to wrap it up and say goodnight, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna share the fuck out of this because I think people need to see it. And I know we're not as known as some of the other shows and whatnot, but I'm really excited. And I promise you, I have a plan for the spring. Every show we do, we get better. Lonnie, you're freaking amazing. And I freaking love the hell out of you. And you're like brilliant here tonight. And Dr. K, thank you for showing up. And I don't know how many people you fixed today.
I am going to show up and show out.
I
love you so much.
K. We'll talk.
All right.
And Jeffrey, all the way from Colorado. I love you. I can't wait for you to get back here. All right. Thank you.
More weeks.
Good night.
Y'all.
Good night, you
everybody.
guys.